This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
No. Y'all, just stop. This is a sham. Welcome to DBL. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Hey.
Stephanie Jones in the house down there.
Hiya.
How you doing, Steph?
I'm all right, love. How are you?
I feel good.
Good.
Everybody else?
Yeah, hey, it's hump day. Let's do it.
Let's get after it, because you know what? Let's talk Beyonce drama. Huh? Everybody loves that. Queen Bee has removed a sample of Khalees's song Milkshake from her song Energy after Khalees said she wasn't notified about the sample and called out Beyonce for, quote, theft. The new version of Beyonce's song is now streaming, and Khalees's name has been removed from the credits. Meantime, as we mentioned, another one of Beyonce's songs had to be revamped over the use of the word spaz that some found offensive. So that prompted Monica Lewinsky now to chime in. She wants Beyonce to remove a lyric from her 2013 song called Partition, which refers to Monica's affair with Bill Clinton. Monica replied to a tweet about Beyonce's lyric change with, quote, well, while we're at it, hashtag partition.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Erica, let's get after it.
Let me just say, y'all know that I am a Beyonce stan. I am a Khalees stan. In fact, last year I did a little cooking with Khalees in my kitchen.
Love that.
Virtually.
It's got a nice ring to it.
She made me, or she had me learn how to do a vegan pie. Yeah, she's in the same program I am with Meta. So Khalees has been that girl, okay, from start to finish. Beyonce has been that girl from start to finish. I think that this was simply a miscommunication that went too far, because Khalees's point is very valid. Regardless of if she owns the song or not, which is problematic in itself that artists do not own their masters, she still would like to have been given a heads up that her artistry was going to be sampled. Now, did Beyonce personally know that this was going to happen? That we probably will never know. But I'm just going to take a little of my own thoughts about it and think, in the clearing process, all of that, is that something that could have been overlooked by her as an artist, but because it was already cleared legally? If it wasn't a legal clearance, then I could see the artist stepping in being like, hey, who owns this song? Who do I need to talk to? Let me hit this person up. So I think that it was a situation where Beyonce was removed from that side of the process when she knew, and it was like Khalees was credited. So did she know that Khalees didn't know? Because Khalees should have known, and I think Beyonce did the right thing by seeing that Khalees was upset, and she removed her from the song.
What about Monica Lewinsky, though? Like, that was the thing that I'm...
Let's get there.
Because, Steph, it was a while ago.
Oh, man.
You know, and it's like, is this the precedent that we want to set? You know, I'm probably the only person in this room that knows who the rap group called The Coup is. They came out in the early 90s, and their album cover was the Twin Towers. And once they were attacked and they fell, they removed those from their album cover. And I remember thinking at that time, and that was 2001, that was, you know, that was kind of setting a precedent for kind of going back in time. So, like, do you think Monica Lewinsky is like fair game? Like, should she be not allowed to ask for it?
She's
but like,
reaching. She's reaching.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on now. There are so many songs out there. I mean, look, if anyone has anything to complain about, remember when Kanye did the Famous song and he had all of the models made that were literally lifelike and it looked like they were all in bed together?
Yeah.
Remember there was like a naked Rihanna and there was Kim and there was Taylor and Donald Trump and Anna Wintour. I mean, that's like taking someone's likeness to a whole other level where people thought it was real and they were all naked in bed. Monica hasn't got a leg to stand on. This is what music's all about. People write about their experiences, things that have happened in life. If that was going to happen and she could get partition removed, we've got to clear half of our music library that's ever existed.
Yeah, it's I just think it's a slippery slope to start removing things. I was talking with a friend off camera, obviously, about Disney characters, and when we put those away, I'm glad that we don't highlight them anymore, but completely removing them, I think that allows us to forget where we came from. There's a reason that those characters existed, for probably propaganda reasons, and there's a reason that even though our kids won't celebrate them, they need to know they existed and why.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. All right. So Winona Judd is reportedly upset over being left out of her mother's will. We talked about this yesterday. That's right. According to Radar, Winona's plans to formally contest her late mother's will, which named Naomi's husband Larry Strickland as the sole executive of her $25 million estate. So her sister Ashley is reporting siding with her late mother and Larry, but Winona believes they all conspired against her. She also allegedly believes, as one half of the Judds, she was a major force behind her mother's success. So we talked about this a little bit yesterday. We didn't know if Larry was going to divide up the money, but clearly now, well, according to Radar, Winona's upset.
Well, I was going to say, what happened yesterday? Because I wasn't here, and I saw Erica and Al's face.
Yeah. We went at it about, because I said that they would. I know we don't have the song clear, but Some Type of Way should be playing right now because that's how she feels. Like, I know that there's no way that, like, if your parent didn't leave you anything in the will, you're not going to feel some type of way, Erica.
You know, I said yesterday I wasn't speaking on if the daughters would be upset
right. You were
or not.
speaking more
it
like
was
financial,
more like
smart
because
people talk.
my thought behind my thought process behind it was that a $25 million estate doesn't necessarily mean that that's a $25 million liquid estate.
Yeah.
There could be other reasons for why the estate wasn't divided upon Winona's death. I do think. Oh wait, no. Yeah, Winona's death. Naomi's death.
Yes,
sorry,
yes.
I know that's wrong,
A lot of judges.
sorry, Naomi's death. I think a lot of people don't really know the inner workings of their parents' financial situations, and sometimes people are leveraged in such a way that they want to keep that estate together until the second person passes. So I didn't see it being personal to the kids. Also, in situations where your children are doing very well, I could see there being like specific items and things that you want them to have, but to actually dissolve the estate in order to split it up when there's a surviving partner or spouse could be very problematic.
So, okay, so obviously these people are really rich. We're talking like millions of dollars, which
well, each daughter has like 12. One has 12, one has 14. So yes.
Right, they're really rich people. So it's talking about true life, real experience. In my family, we'll not name names, a mother died, there were 2 daughters, and the mother was saying to the 2 daughters when she was alive and she knew she was terminally ill, she was saying, you know, everything's going to be split equally, don't worry, like there's certain things like when the will comes, but everything's equal. Turns out Grandma's been sending one of the daughters money every month and cleared out the entire bank account, and other daughters left with nada. So you never know. And this isn't like millionaires or we're talking loads of money, but the other daughter or sister, there were 2 sisters, was so hurt and so upset and she had no idea, was completely blindsided. So I mean, people can say all they want, but until it comes to that piece of paper and you have no idea what's going on, you know, and people say one thing to you and something else is going on behind closed doors, you have no idea.
Right. So just Winona was worth $12 million and Ashley $14 million. The estate's $25 million.
Yeah.
But Winona has some songs with her mom, and she can't get to that catalog now without Larry's permission.
That's what would bother me.
That would bother me.
If you and your dad had a song together, and you had to like go to a third party and be like, hey, can I get that song, that duet me and my dad are famous for singing? You wouldn't, and they'd be like, yeah, I'll get to you in a minute. You'd be like, get to me now. You know, it's a very personal, I don't want any rando in between me and my parental figure.
Just legally, the person drafting the will lacked the intent or capacity to draft the will. That's a reason to contest the will. And some people say maybe Naomi wasn't in the right state of mind, but when she signed it, maybe she was. So maybe Winona has a case there. I don't know. Coming up on DBL, we're joined by professional astrologers, the Astro Twins. By the way, the Astros, I bet on the last 2 days, they stink. What did the zodiac sign predict for the rest of 2022? Don't bet the Astros. And it's a cruise, but in the sky. We're talking about this concept after the break.
Closed captioning provided by...
I think it is one of those stories we're all going to be like, what? So raised you?
Why am I right all the time?
Am I going crazy?
Welcome to another week of Jeff's Mustache.
It's good times here. We're talking a little Astros baseball.
And we're all over Texas.
No.
Listen, I don't bet a lot. I bet like some parlays. We should go back to the show. But the Astros the last 2 days lost to the Boston Red Sox, and Boston Red Sox stink, and they lost like by 1 run each time. And they ruined like my parlay, and I bet like $5, but I would have won a bunch.
It's a weird thing with the like throwing down wagers. It doesn't matter how much. I'll just throw it on like 10. I just keep checking on it. I'm like, oh.
For sure.
Because I like to do the run line where I'm like, I think they'll score 4 runs. That's fun for me. Anyway.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, anyways,
I'm going to be
yes.
in Vegas this weekend, and I'm trying to get them to tell me what to bet on.
Yeah, you need to give Erica some tips.
Erica, can we give full disclosure about what happened the last time? I Venmo'd Erica my lucky high school number 22 basketball, and I was like, hey, throw this down, player. And she did, and it was a super L.
Was it double
Not
zeros?
only was it a super L, but I lost money on it too.
Yeah, I felt so good about it. She hit me like I was in like one of those positive mind space. So I'm like, I'm Venmoing you. It's good juju, DBL energy, and then it was, you know, you gotta go for it.
Did you ever see that Friends episode where they go to Vegas? I don't know why I was bringing Friends. I wouldn't watch it that much. But Ross gives Joey like $100 when he goes to Vegas. He goes, hey, put this on red for me. And then Joey leaves with Chandler. He's like, hey, lunch is on me. Ross just gave me $100. He doesn't even bet it.
Steph, what do you play when you gamble?
Something like that.
I don't know if
right?
it's called the same. It's called blackjack in America too.
Yes,
I feel like blackjack, and that's
Nobody
it.
gets
I don't know how to play
like
poker or anything like that.
I know.
Yeah, I think poker is like one of those
like
games
that,
where you
right?
have to be very patient and be ready to sit for some hours, which
Yeah.
is like blackjack.
Because he,
I
like,
think
gives it
is
to him,
quick.
he's like,
See,
Poker's
I
like
to
your
play crap.
How many people like a good cruise?
I do.
Al Jackson does. Well, we've got a new concept for you, Al. Check this out. Check out this video for a sky cruise that's going viral. It's a gigantic nuclear-powered plane that cruises around the sky. It can hold 5,000 people. Were there elevators in there?
Yes.
And comes with restaurants, pools, bar, and a giant observation deck, obviously to check out the views. It's just a concept at this point and would require all sorts of new technology to become a reality. We should just follow up all that video by the Hindenburg video. That's because that's all I see in my head. Is that bad?
Well, we've come a long way. And
But that's all I see.
I read this. I purposely, Steph, did not look at the video. I just read about it.
Yeah.
And just seeing it, because I wanted to hate on it, honestly. I just was feeling stank this morning. So I was like, I'm going to hate on that.
Let's hear it.
And I saw that plane. I was like, I'd do that.
You would do that?
Just for the views at the observation deck, that would be worth it.
You're getting out of a plane? Up in the air?
Yes, that
no.
would be an amazing pano picture.
That's
on your
cool.
phone.
People fall out of boats. Imagine a plane at 10,000 feet. People just getting whipped off.
I literally would rather
think this is cool.
I'd rather flush my money down the bloody toilet. I'm not interested in going. That looks like a piece of trash.
A flying piece of trash.
I mean, like, who? Right, when you go on a plane, it's already an exhausting experience. You've got to wait for 2 hours in the airport. Then there's traveling is a nightmare, and literally people are all angry. And where's my luggage? And this, that, and the other. And then you've got jet lag and all of that kind of stuff. Who wants to willingly put themselves through that? Not me. I can see the sunset from my house. Thank you very much. I don't need to spend God knows how much.
Would you do a cruise?
No.
I've done a cruise. My mom suggested doing a cruise this year, and I was like, hard no. I want to be able to like get out.
Yes.
And I know that you dock and you go to different places or whatever, but I don't like to be on time schedules. So,
I get it.
yeah, and I don't know. I feel like when I was going on cruises like 10, 20 years ago, it was so pedestrian. You know, like you go on a cruise and like people have been cruising forever. There was a Titanic. This, I'm like, I just keep thinking there hasn't been a Titanic. Like, what could possibly go wrong?
I feel like that is asking for a Titanic
I can't
in the
believe this
air.
response. Jeff?
Well, that's the Hindenburg. That's the Titanic in the
gonna
air.
happen, isn't
That's
it?
exactly the same thing.
1930 something. Like, we've come a long way.
Yeah,
Listen,
we've
I don't
not
want to
come
take
that
a
far.
plane. I don't like flying. I don't like it. Okay, I don't understand aerodynamics, how we get off the ground and how we're floating around up there,
The Bernoulli
and then
principle.
fasten your seatbelt. We're going to be on an elevator during turbulence. That's a good idea. With 18 motors, did you see that thing?
Yeah.
I'm not getting on that. I'd rather
How many
fight
motors do you think a boat
Dracula.
has?
What?
A cruise ship has a lot of motors. You can.
Yeah, but I could just, at least I could swim. I have a
he's like,
chance.
I can swim, I can't
Yeah.
fly.
What is it? Look at this thing.
I was going to say,
This
that's
is
like
a disaster waiting to happen.
It's a death trap. It's literally you're asking to die.
At that point, just go to Dubai
pool?
because from the
Yeah.
inside,
Do that on the ground.
it looks like a Dubai experience.
It is. Look at Al's face. It's true.
This is who wants to go on here?
Yeah, who
Does
wants
anybody
to
want to
do
go on
this?
here?
Yes.
Really?
One person.
Just one trip to get some photos? I mean, it would have to be a
to
short
get
trip.
some photos.
But no one would ever have those photos of you in an observation deck above the clouds. That would look really cool.
No one would do it because everyone else is
Aren't
in
there
the right
skyscrapers in Dubai? I'm back in Dubai.
Yeah,
I was
go
watching too much Real Housewives of Dubai.
I don't like it at all. I
30,000
don't like
feet
it.
in the air.
Figure out something else. Coming up on DBL, if you're skeptical about astrology, you have to meet the Astro Twins. We should ask them if this is ever going to be a thing.
Ooh.
They tell us what's written in the stars for us. That's next.
Y'all, Nancy Pelosi's on tour. An Asian tour. Exciting news, right? Wrong. It could mean disaster. Why? All because of a little stopover in Taiwan. Why is that a big deal? Because it's the first time in 25 years a U.S. House Speaker has stepped down there, and that's all because of a little issue of who's in charge of the island nation. Let me explain. According to the Taiwan people, Taiwan is a self-governing island, but China never seemed to get that memo. The Chinese government believes Taiwan is their territory and completely under their control. There is an explosive amount of friction between these two countries, and now we've sprinkled the U.S. into the mix with Pelosi's visit, which gives legitimacy to the people's claim. Now, before the visit, the Chinese issued a statement that was crystal Pepsi clear. Foreign Minister spokesman Zhao Lijian said, "We would like to tell the U.S. once again, the Chinese People's Liberation Army will never sit idly by. China will take strong countermeasures to defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity. As for what measures, if she dares to go, then let's wait and see." Unquote. Yo, not good. So, with U.S.-Chinese tensions already at an all-time high, Pelosi surprised everyone, including myself, by touching down Tuesday in Taiwan in a major political move, as the visit wasn't even on her public itinerary. In fact, Secretary of State Antony Blinken said before she landed, quote, "We don't know what Speaker Pelosi intends to do. The decision is entirely on the Speaker." So, we've made the Chinese mad, and they've threatened countermeasures. What'll they do? Well, we don't know. The world will have to wait and see, but what we do know is that Pelosi's recent touchdown was heard loud and clear in China. Now you know.
Do you believe that love is really written in the stars? Well, you're about to find out, because earlier we spoke to the creators of the new Amazon Prime show, Cosmic Love, who also happen to be professional astrologers and identical twins. They even read the stars for us and told us the future of DBL. Check out our interview with the Astro Twins, Tali and Ophira Adut.
Hello. We're all cosmically curious, so let's get right into it. You're identical twins. You're born 4 minutes apart, so your birth charts are basically the same. And I just wanted to know, as twins, have y'all had the same kind of luck in love, or have you taken different paths?
Slightly different. She's luckier than Ophie's the luckier one, I think. You know, you get them. They like to commit to you. I like to experiment and be wild.
We're Sagittarians, half human, half horse.
I don't know if it's love or just choices, personal choices.
Okay, well, as a Sagittarius, I love this. So tell us about your show, Cosmic Love.
Yes, you know.
Tell us about your show, Cosmic Love. What do you have to say to people who don't believe that love is written in the stars?
Well, watch Cosmic Love. It's kind of like a mashup of The Bachelor and astrology. So we've seen all the dating shows, but never like this. So you inject some astrology in there, and it changes the whole game, because all of a sudden you're dating with a little cheat sheet or a roadmap. And yeah, so it really gives people the confidence to it's like an icebreaker when you're meeting someone, and a little bit of a hint of what you're getting into.
We invite the non-believers to watch because, most people just know their sun sign, but we get into your moon sign, your rising sign.
Everything.
Every planet was in a different zodiac sign when you were born. So, Noel, our Pisces, one of the 4 elements, he didn't know anything really except that he was a Pisces. And as he learned about his chart, he was fascinating. I think a lot of non-believers will have that experience as they go through the show and look up their own signs too.
Well, we are excited. The 3 of us are believers, child. Okay, so now that we have you here, we want to know what's in our stars. Now, I'm an Aquarius and want to focus on myself, but still keep the income flowing, if you know what I mean. So what's in the stars about work-life balance for me?
Everything right now. It's work, life, family, and love balance for Aquarius. Right now and all August especially, you're in the thick of it. You're having to rearrange every single part of your life so that you can focus on yourself.
But Saturn, which is a planet of challenges, is in Aquarius until next March. So you're like finishing up this 3-year journey of like self-knowledge, but you'll be able to monetize that next March.
Yeah. Right now, just get your life back in proportion. Yeah.
Okay. All right, love it.
Well, as I told you guys, I'm a Sagittarius, and my 1-year-old daughter is a Leo. I already know how that's gonna go. So tell me, how do you see these signs interacting down the road?
Our mom is a Leo, and we're Sagittarius. It's a great,
I have a Leo stepdaughter, and they're both fire signs. It's such a fun combination. You have a playmate. I know she's only 1, but you're gonna have a best friend and playmate, and Leos are such loyal kids. They really look up to a strong parental, especially maternal role model. So perfect combo there.
It was in the stars for me. It was in the stars. I love it. Okay, well, how about this, ladies? Our show's birthday, DBL, is September 18th, 2017. What's in store for us for the rest of 2022? Is like an Emmy?
Let's see, the show is a Virgo. Maybe some new sponsors or some heavy hitters that you start working with.
Segments on justice, beauty, anything that has segments on relationships,
wellness.
but just allowing bringing in that consciousness with every topic that you touch on is going to really make the show connect to people more.
That's like the beauty of our show, I think. That's beautiful. That's amazing.
Tell her what her life's going to be. She needs to know.
No, I wanted to know if Capricorns have anxiety, is there anything I can use in my Capricorn to help my anxiety?
Getting outside in nature, long game, you gotta just pare down the goals. You know, it's like the anxiety comes when you're doing too many things at once. You just really, the multitasking is the enemy. So.
You got to cut off the people that siphon off your strengths.
And also chiropractic, because Capricorn rules the spine. It can actually help your nervous system.
Whoa, thank you. DBL Nation, make sure you check out the premiere of Cosmic Love on Amazon Prime Video, which will drop all 10 episodes so we can binge on August 12th. So you can see it for yourself.
Can't wait to hear what you think.
I can't wait either, if love is truly written in the stars. Thank you, ladies, so much for your insight. We'll be right back.
Promotional Consideration is brought to you by...
We're in the dog days of summer as temperatures peak nationwide. While we're doing almost anything to keep ourselves cool, our dogs are also panting just as much as we're sweating. So here are 3 fast facts about hot weather and dogs. First, a viral Facebook post warns owners should avoid giving their dogs ice cubes because it can cause their body temperature to increase. So, let's verify. Is it dangerous to give ice cubes to dogs? These are our sources. You've probably seen dogs lapping up water after playing on a hot day, but the American Kennel Club warns if they drink too much water at once, it can cause water intoxication, which can lead to vomiting, bloat, and, in severe cases, can be deadly. Instead, they recommend giving dogs ice cubes to slow their water intake until they're calmer, while also helping to safely reduce their body temperature. The Kennel Club says claims that ice cubes can increase a dog's body temperature are not true. So, no, it is not dangerous to give ice cubes to dogs. Next, you know the expression, "it's so hot you can fry an egg on the street"? Remember, dogs walk on that same street, barefoot. So, can hot asphalt injure a dog's feet? These are our sources. On a picture-perfect 70-degree day, then your dog is fine to walk on the pavement. But the American Kennel Club says if it's hotter than 85 degrees outside, then the asphalt is likely too hot. This is because asphalt absorbs heat. At 85 degrees, the pavement can be as hot as 135 degrees. And at 100 degrees, vet Ed Faulkner says pavement can reach 160 degrees. Those temperatures are hot enough to cause blisters and burns on your dog's paws. Shallowford Animal Hospital recommends putting your hand on the ground, and if it's too hot for you to keep it there for 10 seconds, then it's too hot for your dog. So yes, hot pavement can injure a dog's feet. Finally, while we're talking about paws, have you seen posts like these claiming dogs sweat through their paws? So let's verify using these sources. The American Kennel Club says dogs have two types of sweat glands. The ones on their bodies release pheromones, but not sweat. This is because most dogs are covered in fur, which wouldn't allow the sweat to evaporate and keep them cool. The other type of gland is on their paws, and those release a bit of sweat. So yes, dogs do sweat through their paws, but it's not the primary way they stay cool. That would be through panting, according to Dr. Faulkner, which causes moisture to evaporate from their tongues, nose, and lungs. Dogs still rely on their humans for help when it's hot, so it's important to watch for the signs of heat exhaustion, like excessive panting or drooling, dizziness or weakness, and then get them indoors and give them cool water, or a few ice cubes. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Are you skeptical of headlines and what you see on social media? We are too. The Verify newsletter answers your questions, clarifies what's true and false, and even includes a daily fun fact. Go to verifythis.com/email to check it out.
Welcome back to DBL. DBL, we all need to protect our skin on sunny days, but especially when people are taking certain medications. Here's how to stay safe outside with Sunsetter. Certain antibiotics and over-the-counter medications can cause you to be more sensitive to the sun and cause your skin to burn more easily. Be sure to talk to your pharmacist or doctor about the side effects of your medication before long-term sun exposure. With affordable custom features without the custom price, Sunsetter is America's #1 best-selling awning. Spend more time outside and get the best value with Sunsetter. It's been an industry leader for 30 years. Call 1-800-513-6851 or visit sunsetter.com for guaranteed pricing on American-made awnings built to last. Now, before we go, we do have some sad news to announce. We're remembering an icon, Vin Scully, who for 67 years was the announcer for Dodgers baseball games. He died yesterday at his home in LA at the age of 94. In case you didn't know, Scully began his career in 1950 when he was 22 and when the Dodgers still played in Brooklyn. Over the years, he called games for some legendary players, including Jackie Robinson. And if you guys don't know, Al, you could just hear Vin Scully's voice.
Absolutely.
Right?
He's the, you Chicago kids.
He's the Harry Carey.
Harry Carey,
yep.
Yeah. So it's, you don't think about that franchise without that voice. So what a life well lived.
I'm sure he's going to get a statue just like Harry Carey did outside Wrigley Field. Vin Scully's going to be outside that Dodger Stadium. We'll see you guys tomorrow.